To get started in this part, I want to consider the issue of object picking. That is the ability to click or tap on objects in a scene and to determine which object was selected. Now, this issue has been covered in many other places. In particular, there are two other methods that I cover elsewhere in other 3D Motive tutorials, including the course and Introduction to Unity 5. But in summary, the two methods that I've covered elsewhere include the on-mouse down method, which is an event called on a monobehavior object whenever you click on an object in the scene. The other method is the physics ray cast method, which allows you to cast a ray into the scene and to determine which object was intersected by the ray. Now, we have those two methods, but there is a third method that I want to consider here, which is very flexible and very powerful. It relies on the Unity event system. Now, the event system is typically associated with the UI system inside Unity, but actually it can be added to a scene and adapted to work with 3D objects in the scene, and that's what I want to show you how to do here. So to get started with this method, I need to create a completely new event system inside the scene. Before I do that though, I should just say a little bit about this scene. We have a very basic environment added to the scene here, which includes 3 cube objects. These don't have anything special to them, no scripts for example. These are cube 01, cube 02, and cube 03. You can find this project in the course companion files in the Assets, Scenes, and Clicks folder. What effectively I want to happen in this scene is to be able to click on or pick these cube objects and to print their name to the console. That's a pretty simple exercise, but the method for doing it is very powerful. So let's create an event system. To do that, I'm going to move up here to the File menu and choose Game Object, and then I'm going to choose UI, and then I'm going to select Event System from the menu here. This will add an event system to the scene, and you can see that listed here inside the hierarchy panel. When I select the event system, you can see from the object inspector that we have two important components. These are event system and the standalone input module. It's important that this object contains both of these components. The next thing I want to do is to consider the camera object in the scene. When we go ahead and we click on objects inside the scene, we do so from the particular perspective of a camera in the scene. So in this case, this scene has just one camera, which is the main camera object listed at the top of the hierarchy panel here. And this is the view that we have of the scene inside the Game tab. Now, when we click on objects, a ray is going to be cast from the camera into the scene. To work with the event system that we have just added, we need to add a physics raycaster component. So with that camera object selected, I'm going script file. The last thing I'm going to do really is just add this script file to each of the cubes simply by dragging and dropping. But in the next scene, once those scripts have been attached, I'm going to jump into MonoDevelop and get started at implementing the handle clicks class.